Hey stream keepers, welcome back to my channel. So thanks for all the comments and support so far, appreciate it. And in this episode or this YouTube video that I'm going to share with you is something a bit different from the rest. Um, but before we dive deep right into it, I would like to take this time to actually shout out to a special shout out to Sebastian. He is from Netherlands, and he actually helped me a lot in terms of the journey from an IT perspective, because I think I'm the one of the worst YouTubers ever, with a very setup that is not very very nice or very elaborate. I also do not have a lot of these IT technicalities in that sense. All very basic stuff that I can post online and have it visible for people to read. But Sebastian has helped me in trying to link with his channel in Discord. So please subscribe and join the stream chat or at Discord. You can find a link below. It actually shares a lot more content rather than pictures like in other social media platforms. So special shout out to you. Thanks a lot, Sebastian. I really appreciate your help, and looking forward to your continuous support as well. Okay, so today I want to actually talk to you guys about something different regarding the stream keeping or stream breeding philosophy, and it's maybe more for those who are very advanced, or are really they really want to learn and go really deep into stream breeding. So this episode is for them. And one of the reasons why I wanted to share this is because it has come up to me quite a lot, and I have got some requests while I was discussing with a lot of breeders around the world. So I picked that up, and so today I wanted to actually share that with all of you. So what is it really, and what really was on top of their mind. So I think one of the things they are asking is that they want to get to they want to have good streams, so they want to breed good streams. So I understand that everybody wants to try to get good streams, right? So breeding them after you have purchased them for some money, and then you want to breed them well, and of course you want to see results. So if we cut the we long story short, we remove the front portion of it. We assume that everybody right now knows how to breed streams, so it means that the water parameters and all that you are very well versed, and the streams are are alive. Okay, so I think that's step number one, right? So step number one is where you really keep the streams alive. So that's the fundamental, and behind that is your water parameters, your biofilm, your food, your microorganisms, and all that. So those are the fundamentals, right? Just to keep it alive. So that's step number one. So if we are unable to even keep the streams um, alive, then we are not able to progress on to the next step, right? So if we are able to keep the stream alive, and then we can move on to the next step, which is breeding the streams. So from step one to step two, it takes some people, maybe some people takes 1 year, 2 years. So for myself, it actually took me about 2 to 3 years to actually wrap my head around all this, even though I have kept fishes and breed fishes a lot. But streams are a little bit different in the sense that they are more sensitive, and their breeding cycle is also faster, and there's a lot of selection process that needs to be done for streams. So the second part is about breeding the streams. So when we are able to keep the streams alive, and then we start to breed the streams, then we are able to see masses, if we can actually get to the masses. So that is where when we start breeding the streams, we can get to the masses. And then on the third step, you can start to do selecting. So selecting is not just about picking up the good ones from a big mess or a big colony and then breeding them. So selection process is selective breeding. Actually, while you pick them up from the colony, you have to do either your father, mother, or siblings kind of a cross, and depending on what you want to achieve, then you start to breed them, right? So I think in one of my future videos that I'm actually going to do is about selective breeding from the continuum. So I have written that in my blog as well. So selective breeding, it's not like oh, you do this and you do this. It's actually a continuum, right? It's like a line, and it has it doesn't have like a okay, if you do this then you get that. So it's like a continuum. So if, let's say for example, if you want to maintain the lineage and all that, then you do brothers and sisters, you do siblings. And if you want to reduce the inbreeding process and stuff like that, then you start to split the tank, and then you do cousins. And then after that, if you want to maintain and improve the line, you do like father and daughters and granddaughters and things like that. So I will make a special video for that as well. There has been requests, there has been quite a number of us actually from breeders around the world asking me to do a live session so that they are able to actually ask questions while during the streaming period. I think we will get there. We will get there soon, because I'm actually trying to also learn the programs that I can use. So right now I'm actually learning how to use the OBS. I think there's a free software that I can actually stream my YouTube videos, stream my YouTube online. So I will do that. So just coming back to the steps. So at step 3, that's about selective breeding, and then after selective breeding, then we can go up to step 4, which is where we will split the tank, and we have 2 lines of the same type of streams, right? So step 1 is keeping the streams alive. Step 2, you start breeding the stream. Step 3, you do selective breeding, and then step 4, you split the tank. So how long do you think it takes from step 1 to step 4? Right. So personally, I would think that some difficult streams, you may take 5 to 8 years, right? So these are really people who really wants to breed them well, and want to be in it for the long haul, right? It will take time. We cannot rush the stream, right? Although we want them to breed fast, but there's no way we can actually rush the streams to actually produce results as and when we need it. So whenever we get stock streams, it is highly important that we first keep them alive. I think that's the first step, and then after that we'll start breeding them. So there has been a lot of controversies about breeding streams in terms of masses. When you get high quality stock streams, you actually do not get very much masses, and one of the reasons why is because of inbreeding. There's too much inbreeding to maintain the line or to improve the line, right? So if you see a lot of masses, it's rather difficult for very high quality streams, like very pure genes already, because they have been selective bred for many years along the same line, and it gets more and more difficult to breed. So that's why I think the second part of it is that, if let's say if your project is on very high quality streams, and you will not get that masses that quickly, right? So once you are able to keep them, then you start to breed them, and once you breed them, and then you can start to select them. So it takes a long time. So and the number of years that you need to actually put into it is quite substantial. I've seen many breeders come in and out of the hobby within 1 year, thinking that in 1 year I want to be the best, I want to showcase my best streams. But there are projects that fail, right? There's no guarantee, there's no 100% guarantee that all the projects that you do, all your selective breeding will be 100% true. If it's 100%, if 1 plus 1 is always 2, then for stream keeping, then that's easy, right? But I think that's also the excitement and joy behind what will happen if, let's say, you breed them, and what would the results be. So I think that is what keeps the hobby alive, and keeps the interest continuing, and see what's the next generation is all about. So that is the reason why I wanted to do this video, is because we cannot, if we want to have good quality streams at the end of the day, we want to invest time in it. It will take some time, right? So there's no shortcut to success. Selective breeding is the be it or it, right? So that's is the process. But selective breeding projects does not work all the time, right? So sometimes if you try and it doesn't work, then you have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, for this colony, I don't think that's where I want to go. Then we start with another setup or another project. So that's also the reason why you can actually start up a few projects at one time, so that your chances of success is higher. And of course, then your number of years required is much shorter. So it also depends on the number of tanks you have, the budget that you have. So there's a lot in play over here, right? So it is very important that being if you come into this stream breeding as a hobby, you do not want to kill the interest. I think people are too anxious to see results, right? And it's killing them, because after 6 months, after 1 year, they want to see results, immediate results. So I think this is one of the fallacies of social media, where people want results immediately. If you want results immediately, I think there's no way you can actually have successful streams immediately. Even if, let's say, you purchase very high grade streams, which I've done it before, you purchase very high grade streams, the only difference is that the probability is much higher on the streamlets, right? So long story short is that when you first purchase your stock stream, regardless of the budget that you have set in to purchase them, more importantly is that you have to have patience. You give yourself maybe 3 to 5 years per project, breed them well, and then see the results at the end of the day. So if you want to see results after 1 year, it's going to be difficult. It's not impossible, it is difficult. But I think one of the things is that you have to set a right expectation, and do not rush into it. So do not be anxious to actually try to say, I want to see results immediately, and that stresses a lot of breeders. I know I always get PMs from Facebook saying that what should I do with this, what should I do with that, how come my streams are not breeding as well as but it is fairly common. I think fairly common, people want to see results, right? But give yourself some time. Do not rush. Just keep enjoying. The hobby is just part of your life, so just keep going, and eventually you will see that you start to appreciate the stream breeding hobby a lot more, and then you'll be able to see some results after a few years. Of course, you have to be disciplined and consistent in terms of your selection and culling method as well. So just to recap, so the 4 points. So number 1, first you have to keep your streams alive. So that's fundamental. Then you start to look at breeding your streams. If you cannot keep your streams alive, you cannot breed your streams, right? You can't breed its streams. So that's point number 2, breeding your streams. And third point, then the third steps will be when you do your selective breeding. So the third step is the longest process, where I believe most will toggle between stage 2 and step 2 and step 3, and then eventually you can progress on to step 4, which is where you have good quality streams of quite a number, and then you can actually split into 2 tanks to maintain those genetic differences between both tanks, and then have cousins breeding in a new tank. So that's all for this episode. Thank you for watching, and continue to support my channel. Give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and peace out.